Hello, citizens of Port Huron. Me, your unofficial mayor, Randle, here to give you the next step in my plan to revitalize Port Huron, make it the #1 visited tourist attraction in the entire country. Here's the next step in making Port Huron somewhere that's truly on the map. We all know Port Huron has rough times, man. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. You'd think it'd be booming. Nope. But the solution to this whole thing is we need something to bring everybody together like happened back in the 60s when the United States had all people come together for like going to the moon. People stood out in their backyards just looking up at the moon, hoping they would see that little whatever it was land. They couldn't, but they tried, man. And everybody's together going, man, that's cool. I wonder, will they make it? Will they die? And then there was like 3 or 4 guys thought the whole thing was fake, and then they had kids, and that's where you got the people who don't believe in it now. We need something like that we can rally around this community. Make us feel like a group reaching a goal. Something that puts us on the map. You know, Blue Water bridges, whatever. Yeah, they might look pretty on a stamp or something like that. But it's also got this problem where it's built to take people out of town. Out of America. Out of Port Huron. Man, it doesn't do us no good having it here much. But we want to get some of the people to stop. Stay, get them delicious tourist dollars, and make people smile while they give them to us. It's time for a giant black squirrel, man. Right on the waterfront, right on Fecal Point, right where that bridge is. I don't mean no real giant black squirrel. That's fucking nuts, man. That'd be crazy to try to have a real giant black squirrel. They don't get that big. They can get as big as cat. Even a cat-sized black squirrel ain't gonna get you that far. People ain't gonna come from miles around to see that. But no, we get a giant one. Want a giant statue one. Towers over buildings and over the trees, maybe even taller than the McMorran thing. There's something like the Statue of Liberty or the giant tire in Detroit, or like them huge Santas Frankenmuth's got. One that's gonna just enthrall everybody in the community as it's being built, and everyone will gather right at the foot of it daily while more furs getting glued onto it to see it come along. And we'll all just more and more build up to anticipate the day the tail finally gets attached in front of 30,000 proud residents who are all just overcome with joy and tears and crying and children and face paint and clowns with balloons and old people liking the clowns because they're the only ones who do, as they're looking up at the sky in the manner people did for the moon landing. And then when they see that tail get bolted out, and a squirrel could be on some sort of rotating base with an arm. One arm kind of like waves, like one of them Chinese lucky Buddha cat things you see in Chinese restaurants. He just wave to residents and turn and wave to boaters and loom over the city in a manner that nobody could imagine until they saw it themselves. And even sailors would stop to see it because, man, there's a giant squirrel. Sail over there, Bob. And then they pull in and they look. It'd be a tourist attraction in the truest middle American sense, man. We need something like that, like a giant ball of yarn, man, but a giant squirrel instead. And Port Huron, unlike giant balls of yarn, Port Huron's got a special connection to black squirrels. Oh, hell yeah, it does. And one of the largest populations of tree rats in the whole damn world. Black ones anyway. Yeah, that's right, man. We're multicultural. And it ain't like it's a squirrel ghetto because we got black ones. Not at all. They're happy and thriving. And people are amazed to see them. It's the opposite of going to Detroit for a lot of white people. No, they take pictures of them frolicking and being happy instead of hiding, blowing through stoplights because they're scared. Look up just black squirrel picture. 9 out of 10 times, at least 3/4 of the time, it's going to be a picture took in Port Huron, right around here. And the pictures are took by people who didn't even know black squirrels existed till they seen them. It's time we look up in the trees and exploit our natural resources. We can own the title of Black Squirrel City. Ours came from London, Ontario, voluntarily. That's right, they came. They swam across the river just to get here to Port Huron, ran across the bridges, waiting for the day to be built, man. And they put their little lives on the line, running down the highway from London, dodging cars and trying not to get run over, not get caught by no cats. Our squirrels, our immigrant squirrels, came here. Now they might be illegal, but they don't really do nothing, but you know, they're up in the trees and harvesting things for other squirrels, because that's what illegals do. They work the farms, even the farms up in the tree instead of on the ground. They came here in search of a new life in a land of freedom and opportunity, just like our immigrant brothers and sisters that are white did, and the brown ones, but you know, it's not the same. Not the same as immigration now. No, back then it was okay because it was squirrel. Just one 30-story tall monument to squirrel liberty in the trees above. And to the immigrant community that's been a part of the city's growth for much of its existence. All it'll take, man, when we turn this into a tourism mecca, the squirrel is going to be the final deal, man. And since we might not be able to keep that train bridge, this is a good compromise. Boaters will be able to use a giant squirrel as a landmark just as much as the whole bridge. We'll all be able to just look to the water. Always know where east is. In case you aren't sure, you just got to look up and you'll see it. Right there, man. Giant squirrel waving, waving, waving. We can wave back to it if you want. That's fine, man. Squirrel, the little black squirrels, you know, the real ones, they can start a religion to it if you want. It can be like their idol. It don't matter. What matters is tourists are going to come, they're going to spend their money, they're going to buy little squirrel figurines, little arms that move like them, lucky cats that you see at the Chinese restaurant, buy squirrel t-shirts. They're going to come to the black squirrel festivals that we'll hold like every other weekend, and they'll leave their money here. They will go home poor and happy. That's what you want tourists to do, besides stopping in the first place. This will get them to stop. This will get their money in our pockets. And new city manager James Freed, you are allowed to use this too. And anybody who runs into him, tell him, 30-story black squirrel, we need one. You see him, you talk to him, let him know. Get the word out to your fellow citizens too. We can make this happen. And we can make Port Huron finally known for something besides failed potential. I'm Randy Randle, unofficial mayor of Port Huron. Right in choice of the people.